Davis Mills' story is one of quiet resilience, patient discipline, and a belief in steady growth that has carried him through every level of football. From his early days in Georgia to the bright, challenging spotlight of the NFL, his journey has unfolded not with loud declarations or dramatic headlines, but with the subtle determination of someone who always chose to let his preparation speak louder than anything else. When you dive into the narrative of his life, the family that grounded him, the battles that shaped him, the underrated yet powerful resume he built, it becomes clear that Davis Mills has carved a professional identity rooted in consistency and mental toughness. His path has never been the one of a typical top-pick prodigy or a flashy dual-threat phenomenon. Instead, it has been the path of a thinker, a stabilizer, and a competitor whose defining traits are often overlooked until it's time for a team to lean on him when the chaos rises. And that is exactly why his career remains such a compelling study in perseverance and personal growth. Long before he became a starting quarterback in the NFL, Davis Mills learned the value of patience and composure from his upbringing in Duluth, Georgia. Born into a supportive family that valued education, discipline, and emotional steadiness, he was raised in the kind of environment that fosters the mental framework necessary for a quarterback. His parents were never overbearing, never the stereotypical sports-obsessed figures pushing their son toward stardom. Instead, they created a foundation that encouraged him to enjoy the game, to excel academically, and to cultivate the quiet confidence that would become essential to his future. His two older sisters, who were also involved in athletics and academics, created a competitive but loving family atmosphere. They challenged him not because they wanted to overshadow him, but because they wanted him to grow. That sense of balance, of never being placed on a pedestal but always being pushed to be better, helped shape the way he approached sports. This family structure supported him through his early injuries, high-pressure recruiting battles, and the burden of being labeled the top high school quarterback in the country. His career began gaining attention at Greater Atlanta Christian School, where he quickly became one of the most promising quarterbacks in the state. His mechanics were polished early on, his footwork was refined, and scouts recognized the smooth rhythm in his throwing motion. His ability to read the field set him apart even before he was fully grown into his frame. He had the mental traits of a college quarterback while still in high school and the poise of someone who understood the game far beyond his age. However, even as the accolades began stacking up, Mills faced one of the most challenging obstacles a young athlete can encounter: injuries. Knee injuries interrupted his junior and senior years, preventing him from delivering the full body of high school production typical of elite recruits. But what impressed recruiters even more was how he handled it, with maturity, patience, and a refusal to allow setbacks to define him. Stanford University saw not just his talent, but his capacity for growth, which aligned perfectly with a program that values intelligence, structure, and discipline. Once he arrived at Stanford, the true test began. He redshirted his freshman year, learning the system, absorbing the complexities of the playbook, and adjusting to the demands of one of the most academically challenging universities in the country. His family remained a constant source of stability during these years, often flying across the country to support him, checking in on his mental well-being, and reminding him that the journey was more important than any individual season. When he finally earned playing time, Mills showed glimpses of elite processing speed, accuracy, and calmness in the pocket. The numbers did not always tell the full story, largely because he played behind a decimated offensive line and endured more injuries that would have broken the confidence of many other quarterbacks. But Mills remained steady. He demonstrated that he could execute a pro-style offense, make complex reads, and stay composed under pressure. Those traits are precisely what made the Houston Texans look deeper than the stats when evaluating him ahead of the 2021 NFL Draft. When the Texans selected Davis Mills in the third round, many analysts questioned the decision. Houston was a franchise in transition, dealing with instability, uncertainty, and a roster lacking veteran structure. It was hardly the ideal landing spot for a rookie quarterback known for cerebral development and methodical improvement. But what the outside world underestimated was Mills' ability to thrive in challenging circumstances. As a rookie, he was thrust into the starting lineup earlier than expected, facing strong defenses, shifting lineups, and the pressure of leading a team with few expectations. Rather than crumble, he delivered one of the better rookie seasons in his draft class. His accuracy in the short and intermediate areas stood out, and his ability to stay calm in collapsing pockets showed the maturity that scouts had admired for years. He broke multiple franchise rookie records and even finished the season with a multi-game stretch that ranked statistically among the best rookie performances in the league during that year. The following season continued to test him. With coaching changes, new systems, and roster reconstruction, Mills' role fluctuated. But even as critics focused on inconsistency, what often went unnoticed was that Mills was one of the few stabilizing elements on a team undergoing dramatic turnover. His leadership continued to grow. His teammates respected him not through fiery speeches, but through preparation, professionalism, and accountability. Coaches praised his ability to absorb information, adjust to new systems, and operate as a true field general. His calmness in adversity, a trait rooted in both his upbringing and his experiences at Stanford, became one of his most valuable qualities. While his career in Houston took different turns with new quarterbacks arriving, Mills maintained a high level of readiness. Whether asked to start, back up, or step in unexpectedly, he approached every role with the same seriousness. When he later transitioned into a new environment through trade, he once again showed his trademark adaptability. Regardless of where he has played, the respect he earns inside the locker room remains consistent. Every team he has joined praises his maturity, work ethic, intelligence, and ability to elevate those around him by communicating clearly and making efficient decisions. Off the field, Mills remains connected deeply to his family. Even as his career has taken him across the country, he stays grounded by the principles they instilled in him. They attend games, offer emotional support, and remind him that his value extends far beyond football. This emotional grounding is part of what has allowed Mills to weather the storms of a league that constantly judges, evaluates, and replaces. His family's influence can be seen in the way he carries himself: calm, thoughtful, gracious, and always aware of the bigger picture. Their encouragement helped him survive injuries, criticism, and roster battles. Their belief in him remained steadfast, giving him the confidence to push forward even when outside voices were louder. As his career continues to evolve, Davis Mills stands as one of the most intriguing developmental quarterbacks in the league. His story proves that growth is not always linear, that careers are not defined by draft position or public opinion, but by resilience, preparation, and the ability to seize moments. He remains a quarterback capable of stepping in and stabilizing an offense. He remains someone teammates trust. He remains someone coaches value for his intelligence and professionalism. And he remains a player still writing his story, still improving, still demonstrating that the mental side of quarterbacking can elevate a team even when circumstances are unstable. Davis Mills' journey reflects the reality of the modern NFL, where adaptability, emotional discipline, and consistent preparation are just as important as arm strength and athleticism. His experiences have molded him into a quarterback who understands the intricacies of leadership, the importance of preparation, and the value of perseverance. He is not defined by hype, but by execution. He is not defined by the noise surrounding him, but by the quiet confidence within him. And as he continues to develop his craft, there is still much left for him to accomplish. Thank you for staying with us through this deep dive into the career and life of Davis Mills. His journey reminds us that greatness doesn't always scream. It often whispers through persistence, discipline, and character. If you enjoyed this tribute and want to see more stories like this, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps bring more inspiring athlete journeys to life. Until next time, thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.